Welcome back to Headlines now. Well, the big national story here. Manmohan Singh's brand new squad has been announced. The much-awaited cabinet reshuffle has quite a few interesting and unexpected changes, while some are some of the obvious choices. The Prime Minister, on his part, calls it a minor change, but the BJP, being quick to react, says that Dr. Singh has only reacted under pressure and has failed to show courage. Some of the major changes that we've been seeing is that of the oil ministry, which has moved on to Jayapal Reddy from Murali Deora Reddy, who was once the urban development minister, but they are now handling the corporate affairs ministry. Meanwhile, Kamal Nath takes his place as he has moved from the roads department. All in all, 3 ministers have been elevated to the cabinet ranks. First up, Praful Patel shifted into the heavy industries and public enterprises. Shri Prakash Jaiswal, who's taken up the coal ministry, and the interesting inclusion of Salman Khurshid, who gets a double bonanza of water resources and additional charge of minority affairs in his share. As for the allies are concerned, the TMC and the DMK have been left out as of now as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned. The DMK has also not been given a berth in exchange for A. Raja's exit in November as telecom minister. Quite the musical chairs, many would say, and a shuffling of cards, as critics call it. An unexpected development is the addition of Aviation Ministry to the Overseas Indian Affairs Ministry head Vaila Ravi, which has sort of surprised the previous Aviation Minister himself. In rest of the report card that's out, MS Gill is moved out of the Sports Ministry to an area of numbers, statistics and program implementation. Remember, he received a lot of flack for the Commonwealth Games mishandling and scandals. E. Ahmed, Minister of State for the External Affairs, not new since he has occupied the seat once in UPA 1 as well. He takes that seat from the empty seat left behind by Shashi Tharoor. As far as the Law and Environment ministries are concerned, the portfolios have been retained. Well, in news from neighbouring Pakistan, a strong earthquake of 7.4 magnitude struck southwestern Pakistan at about 2 a.m. last night. Tremors were felt in parts of northwestern India, including Rajasthan and Haryana, as well as parts of the Middle East at Dubai and the Emirates. It was just 2 minutes before 2 a.m., in fact, in the capital, when Delhiites rushed outside their homes. Local news agencies in Pakistan, however, say no extensive damage was reported from nearby towns. Meanwhile, American forces just across the border in Afghanistan were unaffected by the quake. The Pakistani port of Karachi, 400 kilometers away from the epicenter, people had woken up there and rushed from their homes after the tremors. In some more national news now, Jammu and Kashmir's Chief Minister Omar Abdullah met the Home Minister today ahead of the BJP's planned Ekta March in the state. The BJP is insistent on hoisting the national flag at Lal Chowk on Republic Day, but the state government sources have told NDTV their march may not even be allowed to enter the state.
As I've said time and again, we are hoping that nothing is done to precipitate any situation in Jammu and Kashmir. As we come closer to the 26th of January, we'll decide how to deal with it.
Well, in some more terrible news from the city and the state, the head of a 25-year-old woman and the body of an infant has been found in a suitcase in Villupuram just a short while back. This is not the first of the suitcase murders, remember, that we are seeing here in the state. In fact, last time around, it was an infant found in a suitcase, which was the result of an illegal affair. But let's just gather some more details from our crime reporter, Salim, who's been tracking this case very closely. Salim, from the last time we've spoken to you, what more have your police sources been telling you?
All the police stations across the state were alerted to look out for women and child missing cases. The driver and conductor are still in a state of shock. It was a spine-chilling moment for the passengers who were there at the Sankarapuram bus depot when the suitcase was opened. Police forces have pressed into service. Sniffer dogs are at the spot. Also, forensic experts were pressed into service. The police say that they have registered a case and investigations are on.
Right. Do we have any clue as to where they have been identified from? What's the police planning to do next? Is this going to go on for a while? Any suspects narrowed down?
As of now, the police are waiting to hear from the bus services about where exactly the bus started and where exactly it travelled and finally landed in Viluppuram bus depot. So, as of now, the police say that they have started their enquiries, and they are also expecting reply from the other police stations all across the state, because if there are any women and child missing cases, then they can relate it to this incident. So, as of now, the police say that they have just kick-started the investigation and will crack the case soon.
Well, quite some shocking case there of a murder really that we have seeing there. Well, that is still to be established whether it was in fact that case. Thanks very much indeed, Salim, for joining us with your details on that story. Now, has a visa interview coming up at the US consulate been a problem for you? Well, the wait will be tolerable for all those who are planning their business and holiday trips to the United States. A covered canopy has at last come up over the stretch where people queue up, and the fatigue factor is set to come down, says our reporter Pratiksha Ramkumar.
Well, if you were dreading that one long wait in this queue for your much-awaited trip to the States this summer, think again. Rain or sun, people have queued up here, holding large folders and fanning themselves with a piece of paper on those hot days in front of the US consulate, making this the most unpleasant part of the process. But now, applicants have a reason to heave a small sigh of relief. The awning, made of 100% acrylic, is now complete.
We want them to feel physically comfortable as possible while moving large numbers of people through. As you saw today, 1,100 will be coming through. So we wanted to make sure that in our peak seasons, when we have larger numbers of people coming through our doors, they're sheltered from the rain, from the wind, and from the sun.
Visa worries may never change, but the shelter makes a slight difference in the comfort quotient, say applicants.
Because last time when I came, it was really like when I came in the summer, it was very hot and sunny. It was like driving our tensions and all kind of. Now it's a bit very cool and making people to stand also.
1,000 applications are processed daily in the Chennai consulate, and how useful the new shelter turns out to be will be known during the upcoming summer and monsoon seasons. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar for Ndtv-Hindu.
Well, but there's someone else from the United States of America who's thrilled to be here in Chennai year after year, be it rain or shine. Meet the heart doctor who's still active at 81 up on the other side.